Hey everyone, I'm Big John and welcome to another episode of the Disability Show. So, Halloween is right around the corner. So, this week I want to talk to you about some not so scary Halloween party tips. And there's only a couple left now, if not just one. So, here's what you gotta do. So, of course, you have to have a party ticket and I think a park reservation to go to the party, if not one or the other. I think just a ticket. Once you enter the park, they'll slap a bracelet on you. And they'll rope off the end of Main Street for the non-party guests, as they can just have Main Street to themselves, then get out. So, if you're at the party, you may have some allergies to certain candies. Well, there is the ticket station in Liberty Square that has some dietary or allergy options for people who are allergic to certain candies, and you can get candy there, or you can get something that says, "Hi, I'm allergic to a certain candy." So, but I think it's great that they do that, because Disney is all about making their guests happy no matter what. And of course, you got the trick-or-treating all across the park. You got the Cadaver Dance, who I think are the Dapper Dan's ancestors. If any Dans are watching, if you can verify that would be great. You got the not-so-spooky Halloween fireworks with that giant Jack Skellington puppet. You got Mickey's Boo-Doo Halloween Parade. You got the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. You got the Space Mountain completely pitch black. Completely. The laugh floor tries to figure out what Halloween is. You got some music and projection on the teacups. And probably one of the best overlays of the Halloween party is the live actors in Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, I myself have not done a not so scary yet, but who knows? Maybe someday I will. Hint, hint, maybe next year. But anyway, so yeah, make sure you do everything you want to do and try not to tire yourself out, because a lot of people go till midnight, and that's something I would not want to do, but I would definitely want to try at least an hour or two of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, because I at least want to see the parade and stuff. I at least want to see the Cadaver Dance. I want to do as much as I can before my tank starts running on empty, if you know what I mean. And that's something you should consider doing as well when you do one of these. And of course, also the Very Merry Christmas Party, which starts in just a couple weeks. So anyway, that's my tip. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. Now it's time for this week's Top 5. So, in the spirit of Halloween, I would like to do something I've done the past couple years on this show. Halloween is 2 years since we've started the Disability Show as a whole, because it used to be just me in the studio shooting out videos at random. But the very first top 5 we did is the same top for the main show, is exactly the same top 5 we're going to be doing right now, which is my top 5 scariest rides of all time. And this is in my opinion. Now, number 5, top 5 scariest attractions, I should say. Number 5, it's tough to be a bug. I've done this show twice at Animal Kingdom. I do not like it. I'm surprised it's still there. Yeah, the bugs crawling underneath the seat, which I don't like. The bugs going down on your face. The hopper. It's kind of creepy. And I know it's bugs, but still kind of, eh. All right, number 4 would definitely have to be Dinosaur, also an Animal Kingdom. I've done this ride a couple times, and I like it. Of course, you're in a prehistoric time trying to save an iguanodon, and of course, you're attacked by a man-eating Carnotaurus. And luckily, you make it back into the present, and so does someone else. Number 3, a former Magic Kingdom attraction, and I guess you could also call the former Disneyland attraction too, Snow White's Scary Adventures. Now, I rode this attraction once at Magic Kingdom when I was very little, and the witch scared the living bejeepers out of me. And they still kind of have that at Disneyland, but not that scary anymore because now it's called Snow White's Enchanted Wish. You don't get much of the witch anymore, but you do get the whole cauldron and the mirror thing, but that's pretty much it of that. So hopefully that's the best way I'll give it another chance in California in the coming months. All right, number 2, the Tower of Terror. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Now, this ride is the biggest scream your head off thrill ride, according to one of my favorite Disney documentaries, Ultimate Walt Disney World. And it is that exactly, because that's the first time I rode it. This was back when Toy Story Land was still being constructed. I was like, oh, look, there's a slinky dog. Gosh! And you never know how many times they're going to drop you. You don't know when you're going to go up or down, or you never know with the Tower of Terror. It's out of control, but in control, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever. And my number 1 scariest attraction, which is also the scariest attraction in Walt Disney World history, kind of before my time as a Disney fan, Alien Encounter in Tomorrowland. This was before Stitch's Great Escape, which also isn't there anymore. Now, they put you in a room. And you've been chosen to test out a new product by Access Technology, but then, of course, in true sci-fi fashion, something goes terribly wrong, and there's a giant man-eating alien in the room with you. Kind of like my high school science class. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite scary attraction is at Walt Disney World. So, next month, Blizzard Beach is going to be opening from its refurbishment, but with some Frozen retheming. Now, I think it's plain to see we all saw this coming. But I did see one of Tom Corliss's videos on WWNT. He went on a rant about that they got rid of the Ice Skater, one of the original mascot of Blizzard Beach, the character behind the backstory of Blizzard Beach. But I think that this was something that we all knew what was going to happen, because we all know that when Chapek took over, he said he was going to put more IPs into the parks, and trust me, I have feelings about Bob Chapek as much as the next guy, but don't think that the wrong way, okay? Don't think that the wrong way. Personally, I think he's a little kooky and needs to go. But anyway, that's not what this is about. But I think this is great that they're kind of putting something into Blizzard Beach. Blizzard Beach hasn't had anything new in it since the Downhill Double Dipper. I'm kind of hoping that somewhere in the future that Blizzard Beach gets more new stuff, because the past two new stuff that have been added to the water parks were both at Typhoon Lagoon, the Crush and Gusher and Misadventure Falls. So I'm hoping, like, next year at Destination D, or a couple years from now at the next D23 Expo, that we hear more about what are we going to do with the water parks. There has to be something new, especially for Blizzard Beach. Come on, Disney. Don't let us down. Please. So anyway, that's this week's show. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets to a future episode. For this week's shout-outs, make sure you guys check out Matt and Goo over at Goo to You. They do great live streams from the parks each and every week, so make sure you check them out. Also, make sure you check out the Tim Tracker. He bursts out vlogs every single day. They're expecting another little one very, very soon. So make sure you check them out. Also, make sure you check out my buddy Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures. She is still in Hawaii. She did a live stream last week from Aulani. So if you haven't seen that, please make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you guys check out Brian and Amanda. They do great daytime live streams from the parks each and every week. Make sure you check them out. And for the latest Disney news and gossip, make sure you guys check out WDW Magazine. If you have not subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And tap the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you. Thank you.